What advice would you give in that world? Because you went into sports marketing, it's male dominated.
It's my whole career has been that, right?
Yeah.
And like I was in rooms where at times I'm sure I wasn't wanted, and I had to find space and carve space and then take up that space and not give ground back, right? Like that's a big piece. One of the things I sort of told myself somewhere along the way was I didn't get all the stuff and advice or whatever. And I did found, I've had some great mentors, and I've worked with some incredible men that are so kind and so generous, and they want you to do well too, right? And they help foster some of those introductions and help clear a path maybe at times, which is fantastic. But the big thing for me was I wanted to make sure that whatever path I had carved is a lot easier for the next woman to walk down. And I truly am like, let's bring everybody together and we'll do amazing things. And we can't go at each other. We have to go together. So there's space for all of us. It's a little jarring sometimes when I get into a situation where that's not being reciprocated by another female in a leadership role. And that always gives me pause for a moment. But I also know that her journey was really hard. Yeah. So for me, it's about, if anybody wants to have a conversation, I do my best to do that. Can I have 5 minutes of your time? Like, can I, I'm a student someplace. Like I'm doing a paper. Can I talk to you? Like, I'll find you on LinkedIn. I'll try and do that any chance I get, because I didn't have a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, my story probably can't be someone else's story. You can't get into things the same way I did. Sort of that class of women before me didn't get in, the way they started in the industry was not how I could start in the industry, because it just keeps evolving. But I think the big piece of it is ask questions. Don't be afraid to use your voice. You don't have to know the answers, and you don't have to feel like you need to know the answers. If you don't know, it's okay to say, I don't know, but I'm going to get back to you on that. Yeah. I think as women, we feel that we have to balance lots of plates all the time, right? Like we multitask at it from day one, and that's just what we're taught. For us, I felt like, I've had to work 10 times as hard for 1/10 the result, and it took me longer to get the title or maybe the pay grade that I thought I should be at, like running these races. And I realized at some point, you're running your own race. And it's important every now and then to look up and kind of be like, okay, like where are we? Like check where you are in your lineup, but you're running your own race. And so your definition of success is not going to look like everybody else's. How you get from A to B to C, that's your journey and that's your choice. And those are things that you should embrace, whether you get it, quote, right, or you think you got it wrong. There is an opportunity in everything. Obstacles are detours in the right directions. It doesn't always feel like it, but it really is. And I think that's a big piece of it. We live in such a comparative society, and particularly for your girls, right? Like I look at all the younger people that work with me. It's your life is online. I see it all the time, and people are just constantly. It's this dead-eyed scroll, and it's comparing. No one's living if that's all you're doing is checking the meter. So I think it's really important to run your race, do it in your term, on your time. Like, what is the timeline that you're up against? Do you think you should be, I needed to graduate by this time, and I needed to, date somebody by this time. I need to be married by this time. I need to have kids by this time. I need to have this big successful career. I think as women, we can have it all. I will tell you honestly, my experience is you can't have it all at the same time.
Yeah.
And those are choices. And you have to figure out what's, your priorities shift, and that's okay. So if you want to take time and start a family, that's great. You may not be on your CEO track at that point. Keep doing what you're doing, because now your priorities have shifted. So what is really the most important thing? And I spent a lot of time trading in life moments, right? Because I wanted to be visible, and I was at work, and this pandemic hits, and you're like, oh my gosh, what was that for? And it's it's the big things, it's the weddings or the birthdays or the Sunday dinners or just meeting friends for coffee or a happy hour, or, it's big things and little things. And life is made up of little moments. Don't miss them all. So I think that's a big piece when you're doing all this and you're career planning and you're looking ahead and I got to gain, go. And here's, this tally sheet that you have, or, it's like scoreboard, this ticker. Yeah. Your ticker's not going to look like everybody else's. So don't try and make it.
That was exceptional. Absolutely. Like everything you just said, everyone needs to hear.